Hello everyone, I'm Brick and this will be the first video of a series centered around helping beginners to Meltybread to get into the game and to understand it better. These videos do not aim at being a complete guide of every mechanic in the game. This subject has already been covered extensively in other resources which I'll talk about later. Instead, I plan to have a more practical approach. It's one thing to read you have a certain mechanic at your disposal, but it's a completely different one to understand when or how to best utilize it. By making some practical examples and explaining the main concepts of the game, I hope to make it easier for people to understand how the game actually works and how to improve. This first video simply serves as an introduction to get you started, but it's still very important. First of all, let's talk about how to play the game with other people. No one utilizes the in-game netplay anymore, as it has its fair share of problems. Thanks to the work of the community, netplay for Meltybread has been greatly improved. To play online, you'll need the caster, which you'll be able to find in the link in the description. Just grab the latest version, extract and put the files you get in the games folder. You won't need to launch the normal games exe file anymore, as you can do everything from the caster, which will automatically launch the game when needed. You can host a game by choosing a port. Any port will work, but it's better if you open it. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry, it should still work. Once you are hosting, you will get an IP that you can give to the person that wants to connect to your game. To connect to someone hosting, simply copy-paste their IP and port in the caster. If you don't know which settings to use upon connection, just go with the default ones. Now you may want to find other people to play with. Simply look up See Me in Melty. This site is a game finder that will let you find other players simply and fast. Just right-click on the Add Handler protocol file that came with your caster and run as administrator. Now all you need to do is create an account on the site, which takes 30 seconds, and you'll be able to host and join games extremely quickly. You do not have to start up the game or the caster, as the site will do everything for you. I will now proceed to list some of the best resources to help you learn the game. You'll be able to find all the links in the description of the video. You'll also find any links I may have forgotten about in the video, so be sure to check it out. The first place I want to talk about is the amazing Mizuumi Wiki. You may already know this place since it's a goldmine of information for a lot of different fighting games. Anyway, in the Meltybread section, you can find a description of all the game's mechanics, as well as a description of every single character and moon. If you don't happen to find much information about a certain character, you can try to look up the PS2 section. This section refers to the previous version of the game, which came out on PS2, so some information may be outdated. Still, most things should still be valid, and you should find all information you need. The Meltybread database, or MultiDB for short, is the definitive resource for Meltybread footage. It is an archive of video footage coming directly from Japanese arcades. You can either choose to search for videos of a specific matchup, or you can find all footage regarding one character, with filters for moons and losses or wins. This is a very powerful tool. Watching other people play your character will be very helpful, and you may find some new cool tricks you wouldn't have thought about on your own. You can also find new ways to deal with characters you have trouble against. Another important resource are the Meltybread forums. Here, in the characters section, you will be able to find some discussion about every character, and you may be able to catch things that are not in the wiki. Let's review things then. When you want to learn a new character, start by looking up their Mizuumi wiki page. In case you don't find much there, try the PS2 page. Then, you can watch videos of your character on MultiDB to get a feel for how you're supposed to play them and catch him some new cool tricks. If you feel the need for more written information, check out the characters section on the Meltybread forums. And of course, the biggest advice is to play. Studying your character and practicing in training are very important, but they're just a support to playing. Playing against human opponents is the only way to learn a lot of the skills needed to improve. I see a lot of people ask when they can be considered ready to play online. In my opinion, as soon as you've learned basic BNB, you're ready to start playing. The rest will come with time and training. This marks the end of my first video about Meltybread. I hope you have found the information helpful. Please look forward to my next videos where I'll dive more into the actual game.